Today we're diving into the world of tarot, but we aren't here to do a reading. We're here to talk about the woman who actually drew the cards. This is Hold My Sweet Tea. I'm here to tell your future. I'm Holly.
And I'm here to make fun of your past. I'm Pearl.
I love that. That was totally unscripted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of our intros are. We just go, okay, we're ready. And then we just come up with some crap.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Do whatever comes to mind in the moment. Fresh thoughts.
Right.
They're not always the best, but sometimes they're golden.
Exactly. Some things just fly out of our mouths and we're like, love it. Love it. It's
that
good.
Just happened.
Yep. Exactly. Well, I am, here with my cards, which can tell your future with symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
They can tell you about things that have happened in your past, if you believe in tarot, that is. But we're not going to talk about just tarot cards today. We're going to talk about the woman who drew them, literally illustrated the tarot cards, and how she kind of just got forgotten. Yeah.
The Invisible Lady.
Yeah. And tarot's been around for ever. I think even back to the Egyptian days, way back. They used to have card games, which if you take a pack of cards, like the normal 52 cards in a deck, you can use those to symbolize your minor arcana of tarot. Mm-hmm. So the cups, the wands, the pentacles, the swords, those are all ace, spades, hearts, clubs, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use a regular deck of cards for your minor arcana cards. But you also have your major arcana, which are your magician, the fool, death card. A lot of people know what that one is. And they're like, ooh, don't get the death card.
I know everyone sees that one and goes, oh my gosh.
It really means rebirth and a restart of your life. Not, you're gonna die.
I guess sometimes
it could be.
Die.
It could be. That's true. It could definitely lead to death. For real. But the most recognized, of course, tarot deck is the Rider-Waite deck.
And is that the one she literally illustrated?
Yes. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Dr. Arthur Edward Waite. He was born in 1857, died in 1942.
Wow.
He was a genuine scholar of occultism, and his published work included the Holy Kabbalah and the Key to Tarot, which were first issued in England in 1910. Waite utilized symbols as the key to the tarot pack. He wrote that a true tarot is symbolism. It speaks no other language and offers no other signs. Period.
That's it.
That's it.
The end. That's the end?
That's the end. Janet Jackson. So, Dr. Waite had studied all of these things. And this is how the Rider deck came about, when they were having these secret little underground occult clubs and things. But we're going to get into...
So secret readings.
Yes, because it still is a very taboo, like,
Sure.
thing people look at and go, and clutch their pearls. Not you, though. They don't clutch you.
I am no one's pearl.
Right. But a woman named Pamela Colman Smith. She was an illustrator with wild, dark curls, flowing robes, and a fascination with ghost and theater. And a talent so unusual that people described her as if she were channeling images from somewhere else entirely. Like, she sounded like a really cool woman.
She's like
me.
Stevie Nicks.
Pretty much. Like, she had that whole, like, flowy robe, like, ethereal, just witchy vibe. She helped create one of the most influential occult objects in modern history. And then she died, nearly forgotten. So, we're gonna dive into that. So she saw the world differently. She was born in 1878. And from the beginning, she sounded like the kind of child Victorian society probably frowned upon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. She was a creative girl. And creative girls in that era were expected to do like watercolored flowers and sit politely near windows and look vaguely delicate. Bridgerton.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like Handmaid's Tale.
That too.
The Testaments.
Right. But Pamela, she wasn't doing that. She was theatrical. She was restless, intensely imaginative. She was drawn to folklore and myth and performance and symbolism, all the strange liminal spaces respectable society tried very hard to avoid.
So she's the one that other little kids are pointing at, going, witch, you're a witch.
Exactly, yes. Her family moved frequently between places like London, Jamaica, New York.
Well, they moved frequently to cool places.
Right.
I want you guys to know I move frequently to not cool places.
You're like, why couldn't we have been to cooler places, Dad?
Jeez.
But those shifting cultural influences shaped her artistic voice in a way that made her difficult to categorize later. And, society hates women it can't categorize.
Or control.
Especially artistic women. Mystical artistic women. Like, who dress dramatically and seem vaguely capable of summoning ghosts in a parlor. So, which was kind of her whole aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
By her late teens, she enrolled at the Pratt Institute in New York, where she studied under illustrator Arthur Weasley Dow. And I was like, Weasley? Arthur Weasley?
Wow. Does Harry Potter
maybe
know Arthur Weasley?
I mean, they are magical, and these cards are pretty magical.
Yeah.
So this part matters because Dow emphasized mood, symbolism, movement, and emotional composition over like strict realism. That influence is everywhere in Pamela's later tarot work. Her art doesn't just show like scenes, just, bleh. It feels like something. The cards feel suspended between dreams and theater sets. Flat and symbolic, but emotionally alive. Because if you all right, let's see. The card on top here is the Lovers. If you pick it up, there's so much going on in this card with the scenery in the background, the two, the male and female that kind of look like Adam and Eve. They're naked. There's the angel in the cloud. There's a snake, and there's an apple tree, and there's so much symbolism going on in these cards. The detail that she put into them is just wild. And people they noticed Pamela had quickly become known in artistic circles for live storytelling performances, where she would tell eerie folk tales while illustrating scenes in real time.
Oh my goodness, she was us.
Yeah. So she would just start drawing and flinging and doing all these things and tell these cool stories while she was painting or drawing or whatever she was using at that moment.
She would have been a painting podcaster.
Right. Which honestly sounds freaking amazing.
We're going to start painting while we podcast now.
Right. And even back in that time, you can imagine this dim, gaslit room with velvet curtains and cigarette smoke, rising through the air, and this charismatic,
unfiltered cigarette smoke.
Without all the chemicals, so it didn't smell as bad. But this charismatic woman, rapidly, sketching spirits and strange figures as she speaks, I would have immediately wanted to go to that. I would have been here's my money, let me in.
Entertain me.
Right. Entertain me with your drawings and your stories. But here's where the story turns deliciously witchy. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, occultism exploded among intellectual and artistic circles in Europe. And I'm not talking Hot Topic crystal starter kit way. It was really, it was a serious business to them. There were secret initiations, ceremonial robes, astrology charts, ritual magic, ancient Egyptian symbolism.
Really cool headpieces.
Right. Kabbalah, alchemy, spirit communications. They're let's talk to the spirits. We're going to that's your dead grandmother, speaking to me, all these things. So it was a hot, moment there that all this stuff was going on. It was really popular. And Victorian people were out here doing the most. And sitting right in the corner of that strange mystical web was the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
That sounds interesting.
Sounds dramatic.
It do.
The Golden Dawn operated like a mix between a magical university, Harry Potter, a secret society, and an occult theater troupe. A very emotionally unstable group chat kind of thing.
Theatre des vampires.
Yes.
But not with the vampires.
But members, they would perform elaborate rituals involving colored robes, coded language, symbolism, candles, swords, invocations. I would have totally been within that myself. And the membership list is honestly ridiculous. And we're talking Aleister Crowley, W.B. Yeats, Arthur Edward Waite, just these
Ozzy
legendary,
Osbourne.
maybe so.
Mr. Crowley.
Right? I was Aleister Crowley? But imagine walking into a secret ritual and realizing half of the room is either famous poets or future occult legends. And, it's just, back then you didn't have social media. You knew who people were,
Right.
And Pamela, she joined around 1901. And unlike some members who treated occultism like intellectual cosplay, Pamela seemed deeply emotionally connected to symbolism itself.
Like she was living it.
Right. She was there because it's always been a part of her. Like she's always been on that edge of like just the strange and unusual. Lydia Dietz.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't like obsessed with like power or anything like that. She was obsessed with meaning. There was a softness in her work that separates it from a lot of cold, ceremonial, occult imagery from that era. Even her darker tarot cards still feel somewhat human. They have like an emotional connection with them, not cruel, but like there's things in there that are like even the devil card. There's some softness to it. So then, we go to the tarot deck, the deck that changed everything. And at the time, tarot existed mostly as like a niche occult tool, and most decks looked like kind of plain, just like regular playing cards, like I was saying. And the cards like the Two of Cups or the Eight of Pentacles were often just arrangements of symbols. So it just had like a bunch of cups on it or pentacles. No emotional scene, no narrative movement. Then along came Arthur Edward Waite with an idea for a new deck, a deeply symbolic tarot deck layered with esoteric meaning. And for the artwork, he had chose Pamela, which was like honestly the best decision of his life, because what Pamela created in like 1909 completely transformed this deck forever, which they promptly named the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. But here, like the thing that people didn't realize was that Pamela illustrated all 78 cards by hand in a very short period of time. Like that's some artistic skill.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Like she like popped these cards out and she was like, choo, choo, choo. But she was so like just artistically talented, The imagery she created became the foundation for the modern tarot interpretation. Like the lonely figure carrying swords away through the dark, the exhausted, wounded man clutching one final staff, the woman calmly taming a lion beneath an infinity symbol. They weren't just decorative, they told emotional stories instantly, understandably, on a subconscious level. And I think this is why like the deck has survived so long. Not because people like memorized occult theory, but because like humans respond instinctively to like visual storytelling, which is what she was known for. And she understood symbolism emotionally instead of academically. And that was her genius right there. So let's talk about the High Priestess card specifically, I think, because this is where like Pamela's feminine divine energy becomes impossible to ignore. The card shows like a calm, mysterious woman, and she's seated between a black and white pillar. There's moon symbolism everywhere. There's veils and water and hidden knowledge, intuition instead of force. And this was created during an era where women were routinely dismissed completely, like intellectually, spiritually, creatively. I can't speak today. Politically. And yet, Pamela painted women throughout the deck as powerful spiritual figures, not just like passive decorations, not mortal warnings, like powerful. There's the Queen of Cups, the Strength, the Star, the Empress, the High Priestess. Like, these were women connected to intuition, emotion, mystery, all the things. And I think that's part of why the deck still resonates so deeply with women over like a century later. Because if I'm being honest, most people who read tarot and still, and believe in the occult and things like this are women.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you connect with something like that, it's on a level, an emotional, like, level with these cards. But then there was, like, the erasure period where the deck became world famous, but Pamela did not. In fact, for, like, decades, many people, like, barely knew she existed at all. And the deck became widely known as the Rider-Waite deck. Not the artist whose imagery defined the entire thing. She has been added as of recently on the deck, her name, but like back then, she like
no credits
at all. So, this woman creates an emotional and visual language of something culturally massive, and history just quietly like pushes her name into the background. Sounds about right. But Pamela...
Now, if it was a guy who did
it... Look at what he did. His name's all over it.
Everybody would know.
Right. But Pamela continued creating art, writing, illustrating, and exploring spiritual ideas throughout her life. But financially, things became very difficult for her. She never gained the level of recognition that was like later given to male occult figures connected to the deck. She died in 1951 with relatively little public acknowledgement of what she had contributed to this modern spiritual culture, which is honestly just horrible. Because like today her imagery is everywhere. Like there's tarot apps, books, jewelry, clothing, social media. Like it's on everything. If you think of a tarot card, it's one of her cards. It's from that original deck. Now there's like thousands of different tarot decks now. I have like probably like 6 different tarot decks. And, they have like different things on them, but like my original deck is always this one, and it stays in the little box that I decorated back in like 1998, 99, somewhere around. I'm pretty sure that's when I got this one. But I like painted the little box and put some little moons and stars on the top of it.
So she painted it back when I was either 18 or 19.
Yes, it was right around there. And
I feel so old now.
Right. This deck is old, but I always have like kept it in the box. I have the original little booklet, the instruction booklet that comes with it. And, it says Rider Tarot on it. On the front, it's Rider Tarot deck. And it's got the Magician card, which is the first card of the major arcana on here. But it's just crazy how something so, I don't want to say famous, but like so recognized, but you never like knew who did this. Like who drew all this? Was it just some random like person was like, oh, these look pretty good.
Or you would assume it was like one of the people whose names is attached.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like, was it Rider or was it Waite?
Right.
Because I never knew who did it until I started looking into it, and I was like, well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's something strangely poetic about Pamela Colman Smith becoming inseparable from like the tarot itself, because like tarot's about interpretation and hidden meanings, layers beneath the surface. And Pamela pretty much became exactly that, a woman hidden beneath the cards, quietly influencing generations from the shadows. So maybe that's why her work still feels alive. I don't know.
It's like, whoa.
Right. And I think like the cards, when you look at them, they still feel like very handmade and not something, you know, like you see so much AI art now and you see so much other stuff. This is like very like
less commercialized.
Yes, hand illustrated, because like I said, I have other decks and like you can tell that they're just like printed like decks that were created on a computer or something like that. This is like
made like mahjong tiles.
Mm-hmm. Like they were painted by someone who understood that symbols are never just symbols. I think like sometimes they're mirrors, and I honestly think that, you know, that might be more powerful than magic itself. Like, I think it's really cool, the little history behind the tarot cards.
Interesting.
I wanted to break away from doing a true crime case, so I was like, I'm like, oh, tarot cards. I love these. So, you know.
Something a little different for you today.
Absolutely. And you got a little bit of like history and knowledge.
We are now history teachers. No, I'm kidding.
Folklore. There we go. But not. But I think Pamela Colman Smith was a badass bitch. And I think badass bitches should be recognized even more.
Yeah, not just on reality TV.
Exactly. You know who else is a badass bitch?
Patty Salzetta.
That's right. Because we don't hide her in the shadows.
No, we tell everyone all the time that she created our theme music, and they're probably tired of hearing it.
Well, guess what? It's going to be on every episode.
Too bad. So sad.
Exactly. But if you have anything that you want to have us look up, because we did get an email the other day.
Yeah.
From Jay, and he wanted us to look up a episode on a cannibal. So
we'll hook it up.
Yes,
we will find you one.
Thank you. We're gonna find that one for you and do a little case on that one.
Yeah. Probably ruin something else, not just beef jerky for you there. Jay.
Right. No more beef jerky for you. Sorry.
We're good at that sometimes.
Yeah. But if you did watch Apex, the movie, did you watch that? Did you
still
finish
have not finished it.
Okay, I can't say it. It'll ruin beef jerky for you too again.
Well, I mean, I don't really eat it anyway, so it's fine. But
it really wasn't beef jerky.
Because honestly, it puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again.
That's right.
Was enough for me. It looked like beef jerky a little bit.
That's right. You got to stay moisturized.
So, speaking of which, my little Buffalo Bill cardboard cutout.
Yep.
I need to do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make something out of it so I can use it for Halloween or something.
You should put it above your desk at work. Nobody will mess with you.
Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious.
They were like, what is that?
I could put my fingernail clippers in the bucket.
There you go. Nobody will mess with them and steal them.
They won't get stolen again.
We have the case of the missing fingernail clipper.
Yeah, they oddly turned up in one of my little drawers, and I'm like...
Oh, did you found them?
Yeah,
okay.
Where did these come from? Because I looked in there, mind you. I looked in there thinking, sometimes I'm a little off my game, and I won't put things back exactly where I got it. And I was like, did I put it in a drawer? Because I was just like...
Right. Just off that day.
Doing 6 things at once, and didn't put it back where I always put it. Well, no, my friend. They were not in the drawer. So the mystery remains.
Well, the Queen of Sword card says, off with her head.
Maybe it was the resident work ghost.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We do have a resident work ghost.
Or the raccoon that lives in the ceiling.
Oh my gosh. They're scampering all the time. Scampering.
Who knows? But I don't think the raccoon would have brought it back. So
no.
There's that.
They like shiny things and they keep them.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows?
But if you have a mystery, like the missing fingernail clippers, or you have something you want us to look up, hit us up. And where can they do that?
I mean, we'll even look for your dad.
That's right.
You can send us an email at holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
Message us on social media or anywhere you listen. You can also use the little send us a text link because we can reply now.
Yes.
So, so many options.
Lots of options.
Real easy.
Just a click of a button.
Be like Nike.
Just
do it.
Finger tap. And as always, Hold My Sweet Tea is a Drunken Bee production.
Bzz.
And you guys remember to stay safe out there. And just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping.
Bye.
Bye.